All right. We have Coach Darryl Overton from the St. James Academy. Coach, you mind giving us an introduction to your team, your program?
Absolutely, Coach. Darryl Overton, the St. James Performance Academy. Today with me I have Caden, Connor, Matt, and Hayden with us from our football team. We just got back from doing a community event in Culpeper. Happy to be here.
Good. If you can, just go ahead and give us a little rundown of what you all have been doing for the past week or two. How long have you guys been in camp?
So I have been going to depth. We've probably been in camp now about 2 weeks. We've had 2 days at the beginning of the week, and then later in the week we usually just do one practice where we go early in the morning, and I kind of let the boys get into what that's been like at our place, which is pretty unique, having the amenities that we have and the things that they can take advantage of. So I kind of let them go into it, but we've been going 2 weeks now.
All right, so Matt Holland from the St. James, and well, me, Connor, and Hayden are the original. We came in when it first started, so we had EDDs, lifting and training. Then we transitioned to spring camp, which was more we stopped lifting as much and started getting into more practice. Got into helmets, and just about a week ago we started our season practices. So we got into pads, started hitting, got the competition up. So yeah, and then I would say the St. James facility, it's probably nothing like y'all seen, to be honest. If you've been there, you know what it is. Right after practice, we get there early, but right after practice, we got classes, you got cryotherapy, cool plunge, massage, it's everything in there. So yeah, the whole experience has been pretty great so far.
Just as a group, we like to take advantage of everything that we got from St. James, and all the practice has been cool, been good competition, and just good energy from all the players.
No, it's definitely, we're getting better every day, with the 2 days, waking up early, but it's something we got to do to get better. We're coming together every day and getting harder.
Yeah, one thing Matt was saying, to build off of the non-football related stuff, usually after our first practice, a bunch of our team take advantage of we have pool lessons at the St. James. We got yoga classes, all the cryotherapy, all that stuff. We usually like to do that in between our 2 days, to recover our bodies, help look.
Yep. Yeah, like you said, probably the biggest thing for us, for me, starting a football team from scratch, right, in February, right? We had no players, pretty much guerrilla warfare, reaching out to guys, and Matt noted, he's a DB committed to Richmond. These 2 wide receivers committed to Delaware State, right? And again, they were instrumental in, they were the face early on. They made it real to a lot of the kids in the community on social media. But that was the new thing to me, just starting from zero and just getting players, a lot of players in and out, right? They're here 1 week, they gone the next week, which is new for me. But then again, behind the scenes, right, I probably did 130 visits, right, with families, tour, and they saw me doing it every time we practiced on Tuesday and Thursday. I usually was doing some type of tour or something, presentation, trying to get more families in. And again, like you said, another big part of that is my coaching staff, which only improved when I brought on the 2 coaches I brought on from Riverdale. So that was a big thing last season. We were working with 2, just building it from scratch. And then again, like you said, these guys just getting into practice probably about 2 weeks now.
Okay, and we're going to give this opportunity for any of the players. Is there anything you'd like to say, any matchups you're looking forward to, or anything special that's been different that stood out to you about your experience so far at the St. James?
Definitely, what's special about the St. James, we're going to call it the St. James effect. Me, Connor, and Hayden, we came in here, 0 offers, not a lot of recognition from coaches. We didn't really camp this summer, we just been putting in work. And, right when we got here, it was a quick change. We got exposure, and now we're all committed to Division I college. So, let us be a testimony that that's the St. James effect, you know. And you said matchups. What matchups y'all got? I know we all know the
Island Sports Academy, we got Rebound.
Yeah, that's not.
Good Counsel.
And the biggest game is St. Francis. That's the talk of the town right now. So that's going to be the game of the year, and it's going to be a good game. The DMV Cross, what they call it, something like that. So yeah, I got two best teams in the DMV going at it. So that's about it.
Okay, all right. Now we're gonna go ahead and kick it over to the media for a few questions.
Coach Dio and players, Dwight Vick, Victory Life Legacy Podcast. Coach Overton, I had you on a few times, you and the PME family, and then I said you on individually a few years before you started your championship run. It was shortly thereafter you lost to Manchester. And it's been really cool to see your growth as a coach and as a leader in the community. I mean, people talk about your wins and losses, but you've been recognized by Princeton County for a humanitarian award. You also put several kids not just into college for football, but you kept them off the streets and got them into situations where they've been able to better themselves. I know you always, and I've talked to you outside of this, you've always been like, I'm moving forward. When you think just for a second about what you're doing, building a program at the St. James, and the kids you have now here today and the ones that's on your program, do you ever think about like where you and your brother Jeff and your family, and just thank God for the opportunity, and also like, wow, like I'm really building something that's historic. You ever just take a moment to reflect on that?
Absolutely, every day. The thing that all those experiences have given me, truthfully, is I only know how to do this one way. I don't care if I'm Freedom, PME practice, Hayfield, St. James. They'll tell you I only know how to do this with my heart. Right? We were all just together at the school chilling before we came on here. I followed him here. And that's the only way I know how to do this. I'm not afraid to put my feelings on the table for my guys, for my coaches. Again, in a world where coaches stop doing that because you get your heart broke, right? Because kids leave, administration people let you down. Well, this is the only way I know how to do it. And truthfully, I don't want to do it. I can't do it this way. Be personable with the kids, the coaches, with the families. But I always reflect on it, but that's what makes it easy, right? Like, because this is the only way I know how to do it. I don't know how to do it no other way. I remember my little league coach had to pick me up in practice because my mom had to work. I remember all those things throughout this process, so I'm not going to stop doing it just because I'm at the St. James, or I'm this person, or I'm now, or I won this. I still only know how to do this one way, and that's the only way I'm ever going to do it. That's with my heart, and giving them love, and all that stuff. So, like you said, I feel like I reflect on it, not just with football stuff, but my actions. And like you said, the humanitarian part, like we just did a huge back to school drive last week, right? And I don't think, and you know this, everywhere I've been, we've done back to school, Thanksgiving. And again, like you said, that's just being a good person and being a part of your community, because we all been there at some point in our life where we was the person or family in need. So you always got to do those things.
You mentioned the players, you guys talked about some of the games you're looking forward to. You know, seeing PME play, that's, for those watching on the stream, that's his youth football program that plays a national schedule. You have never ducked rep. You have never ran from any competition. Ultimately, I know this is year one, but, you know, not to get ahead of yourself, but your vision for this program moving forward, ultimately, big picture is what?
Big picture for me, I want to be the destination for all high school sports, football especially, in the DB. We would like to get to a level where we can play a national schedule all the time, but I also don't want to skip over the fact there's a lot of good teams right here in the DMV. You don't have to fly all over the place to play tough competition in our area, right? You got all the WCAC, you got all the Tidewater, you got all the Maryland and private and public. You got great programs right in Philly, Pennsylvania. Like you said, but we wanted to be next year. We hope to have two national teams. Right now we got a team of 71 guys, right from zero, which is pretty good. But next year and moving forward, we're gonna have two full teams. And again, not one being regional, not one being national, but them both being you know, a national team. Can we play a national schedule all the way around? Absolutely. But I think it's a lot of good teams here we can't skip over. Outside of playing St. Francis, we got to go to First Academy in Orlando, Florida, who is absolutely a great team and loaded. The home school is coming here. If you've been a part of private schools, they're always really good. And then St. Thomas More in Connecticut. If you look at it, IMG, St. Francis, four of the teams we play all the top teams in the country. So we kind of in that realm right now, but I don't want to skip over home. I would like to see a lot more matchups with us, local teams, all that stuff as well.
And Coach, hi guys, I'm Monet Anderson. I cover high school football throughout the DMV. And of course I know Coach Overton very well. Coach, you've been a part of some great programs, Colonial Forge. Of course you built the Freedom Program. You went into a Hayfield program that was pretty decent at the time. With this, there is nothing. This is absolutely from scratch. How did you buy into something like this to go and absolutely have to build it from brick one?
Really, the way it's presented, I think we all can relate. We got the most support that you ever have. Miss Elise, Kendrick, Chad, all of our owners, right? They've given us everything I need to go. Right? The rest of it is just doing the work. Right? Just doing the work. My coaches, I can't stress them enough, doing the work. We got a whole recruitment staff, so we kind of set it up kind of like a college. We got football, and we got football operations, and then recruiting. So we kind of shuffle things from recruiting to operations, and then hopefully you're a part of the team. But a lot of emails, a lot of graphics, with these guys on it, and again, just a lot of legwork. But it was easy because you had the support of the people at the top. Anything that we needed or I've needed, they had it. Like today, we go to Culpeper, they got 2 charter buses. Our booster club gave them already breakfast, snack bags. We fed them while we was out there. Again, just not cutting their corners. So it kind of motivates me, keeps me inspired. They're not cutting the corners. So just kept going, never discouraged all long hours though. But now, here we are. So I'm happy with it.
And you mentioned 71 kids right now. That's a lot of kids in a program that absolutely had no kids. So what I want to ask each of the guys is, you know, this isn't like you went to a Coach Overton who was at Freedom and, you know, Jeffrey Overton Jr. is there and E.J. Reed is there and Cam is there. And you know these great players are there. You didn't know that going into this. So what made each of you buy in to the St. James Academy?
Well, I just know how great of a coach Coach Overton is. I mean, I've seen his previous teams, and I've seen where he's put the players. So I think I just had a little trust in him because of that. And then when I got to know him a little more, you can definitely tell why these players are where they're at now, and like his connections, everything, just a big benefit.
Yeah, I would pretty much agree with what he said. You know, like the school I was at, you know, I kind of had to buy in because I'm going into my senior year. I didn't really have nothing, you know, so I was looking for an opportunity to get out. And when St. James was presented, you know, I went on my visit and everything, and they provided everything that I was looking for. So, yeah, you know, like you said, the recruit and everything, I mean, it's the truth. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd just say that, I mean, Coach had faith in all of us as players, and once you, like, go to the practice, you can see the difference in, like, the energy there, the coaches there. Probably have, like, 15 coaches, 10 to 15 coaches at every practice that, like, sacrifice their nights, every single night, mornings, just to be there for the kids.
Yeah, I'd have to say what Hayden said about, you know, coaching staff and what he was saying about, you know, just coming to the practices. Like, I came late. I was still looking for a school, you know, weighing out my opportunities, and then I came to St. James. I came to that practice. I seen, like, what it was about, what we were doing, and how good the work was, and that's what I made my decision. I was like, I got to go here.
And, like, this point out, like, remember, like, these, all we had to do, all I had to do was breathe life into them.
Yeah.
That's it. They were already good players. Like, for all 3 of them already, Casey's an underclassman. Mm-hmm. We're doing D1. They were already good players. And we talked about this, right? It just, again, when you breathe life into somebody and you're willing to say, hey, to a college coach. I stand on business for these guys. I feel like they're this good. Then they go out there and prove it, right? And that was part of the offseason. We did 7-on-7 at Tech. We did it at Delaware State. Did it at Penn State. Did it at UVA. We were going to do Maryland, but it got canceled. But we went to those places, and those guys put on the show. And then, like you said, I think, we all know this, right? If somebody believes in you, and vice versa, right? I feel their energy, so why wouldn't I? They believed in me when I didn't have nothing. So why wouldn't I give them my all and vice versa? And I think that's what we just talked about earlier again, just something being organic, not a coach saying, I don't think they can do this too. That's not my position to say. I believe in them ultimately. I don't care how small, tall, what somebody else thinks. My job is to breathe life into them and vouch for them just like they believed in me. And at times breathe life into me when they didn't know that they were.
No doubt. You know, Coach Overton, man, your player to your right has said that the St. James effect, you know, just the impact you have and your staff and the confidence and the ability to play at a high level. But I also think there's a DO, a Coach Overton effect, where you are identified as a polarizing figure. You are a prisoner of your expectations because you become a consistent winner. I asked Coach Jeremy, Coach Counts this from Madison High School, and I'm going to ask you the same question because both of you guys had that championship pedigree. What are your views? Because last year, you and your staff and your nephew and your players really went through it. You guys were targeted by media outlets unfairly. There was racial profiling. There were a lot of nasty things said about you unfairly. Now you've seen in recent weeks, you have the situation with the allegations at Fairfax High School. You have, unfortunately, a situation with the Osborne coach, a friend of mine. I'm sure you respected Michael Johnson.
Absolutely.
That was let go. And then it's just a different time now. So how do you protect and teach these young men, not so much to turn the other cheek, but to stay locked in? Because there is a target because you win, you guys are unapologetically confident, and you guys are great at developing talent, but some people resent that. How do you protect these guys from that, and what are your thoughts about what's been transpiring today in high school football?
Well, I don't think I need to protect them from it. I just think you need to prepare them. That's just life, right? If you're being successful, you don't need to apologize for your success, right? If your success make people mad, then they got to deal with that and get over it. I just think, like we talk about, just be a good person, right, and the P word. Professionalism, right? That's all we got to show. Anything after that, people can be mad, form their opinion. As we learned, right? Once people give an opinion, they got it. The facts, the truth, doesn't even sway them. So you just got to keep, like you said, moving forward and shoot. Crazy enough, we just talked about this Tuesday, right? Yeah. Just go through it. Right. Like all of us, everybody going through something. Right. Mm-hmm. Just go through it. Don't cry to stop and quit. Like get frustrated, cry, but keep going. Don't back out because whatever it is you're going through, it's gonna be waiting for you still right there. So chill up, go through it, right, and get on the other side of it. I mean, that's the lesson for them. I think the important thing is I've never made any of that about me, because again, it's not about me, right? You guys gotta go through it. These guys, like we've been preaching that. So I think that's the lesson. I don't think you can protect them. That's just life, society. Yeah. But what you can do is, like you said, prepare. And again, don't apologize for your success. Just be a good person, show professionalism, and keep going.
To the guys that play offense for Coach Overton, a handful of years ago, when he was head coach at Freedom, I was on a platform with his former assistant, Brandon, and Lee Mary of Ballin' and VA podcast, and I kept talking about, I felt like at the time, and I definitely feel this way now, Coach Overton could coach collegiately. I think he's the most gifted offensive mind right now in the game, and I stand on that. But I'm an observer, I'm a media guy. You guys get to play in that. Mm-hmm. Have y'all been able to see what I'm talking about, is how he can go tempo, no huddle, then he can go heavy run game, he can adjust. Have y'all experienced that even in 7-on-7?
Oh yeah, I mean, the versatility of the offense, it expands way deeper than just like the simple regular high school stuff. Like we go into different formations and different, I don't know, but like it's like a deep playbook, and it works well.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Well, I play defense, but I come over, I do both ways, and just the way that like they're able to, but just the way that they're able to like use their players, but just the way they're able to use their players. Like when I come to offense, they they find a way to get me the ball, and just the way they could do that, and it's great, and just the way they have their formations and all types of stuff. It's definitely deep.
Yeah, and I think what's the difference is we have so many weapons, and then Coach Overton likes to play us where we're gonna make the most plays at. So say someone's faster, they might, or someone's taller, bigger, better at catching over the top. He'll have them run the deep balls, and then like I said, we just have so much talent all around the field. It's not like one position group. It's running backs, receivers, slots, all that. So we can just we can do so many different things just because of that.
Yeah.
So guys, fun fact, I know we're getting to time here, but I'm sure you all have witnessed Coach O's athleticism as well. I've had the pleasure of seeing him play a couple downs myself. Has he challenged any of you all?
Nah.
You gotta get
but he knows not to though.
challenge.
He doesn't want to line up.
Them days over.
Y'all gotta see him do like a QB drill.
Y'all gotta get him to give y'all at least a couple downs. Trust me.
We'll make sure before the season is that.
Absolutely.
I'll do a one-on-one with him. And yeah, we might be on ESPN.
Let me know what day I'm coming to video.
All right, very.
Okay, and that about wraps us up here. Coach Overton, D. St. James, appreciate you all for coming out. Thank you very much, and best luck to you this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.